If you've struggled with insomnia for a long time, you've probably tried almost everything: melatonin supplements, meditation apps, sleep hygiene tips, blackout curtains, white noise machines, maybe even prescription sleep medication. And yet, the problem keeps coming back. For a few nights things improve. Then suddenly, you're back to lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, wondering why nothing seems to work. If that's been your experience, you're not alone. In fact, studies suggest that nearly 9 out of 10 people with chronic insomnia never find lasting relief. Not because they aren't trying, but because they're solving the wrong problem. Most sleep advice focuses on symptoms instead of the root cause. For example, people are told to improve their sleep environment, keep the room dark, avoid caffeine, stop using screens before bed. And those things absolutely matter, but they only address the surface level of the issue. The deeper problem usually lies inside the brain's alert system. Your brain is constantly scanning for potential threats. It's a survival mechanism. When it detects stress, stimulation, or uncertainty, it activates the nervous system and releases cortisol. Cortisol is your body's main alertness hormone. It sharpens your focus, speeds up your thinking, and keeps you awake. That's great if you need to respond to danger, but it becomes a problem when the alert system activates at night. Because sleep requires the exact opposite state, your nervous system needs to shift from alert mode into recovery mode. Heart rate slows, breathing deepens, muscles relax, brain activity gradually quiets down. But when cortisol remains elevated, that shift never fully happens. Which is why so many people experience racing thoughts the moment they lie down, or wake up at 3 a.m. with their mind suddenly wide awake. Now, here's the part most people misunderstand. Trying harder to sleep actually makes the problem worse. When you lie in bed worrying about sleep, your brain interprets that worry as stress. Stress triggers cortisol, and cortisol increases alertness. So the harder you try to sleep, the more awake your brain becomes. This is known as the insomnia feedback loop. It looks something like this. You lie down and try to sleep. Your brain doesn't shut off immediately. You start thinking about tomorrow, or worrying about being tired in the morning. Your brain interprets that worry as a threat. Cortisol increases. Now, your nervous system becomes more alert, and sleep becomes even harder. Night after night, this loop reinforces itself. Eventually, your brain begins associating the bed with frustration and effort, which means the moment you lie down, your nervous system prepares for another struggle. And that's why traditional solutions often fail. They try to help you relax, but they don't interrupt the neurological loop keeping the alert system active. To truly fix chronic insomnia, you have to calm the alert system itself. That means giving your brain clear signals that the night is safe. When the brain senses safety, cortisol production decreases, and once cortisol drops, the nervous system naturally transitions into sleep mode. This is where structured neurological sleep techniques become powerful. Instead of relying on random tips, these techniques follow a sequence designed to quiet the alert system. For example, one of the first steps is a neural reset technique that interrupts racing thought patterns. This helps break the cognitive loop that keeps your brain stimulated. Next comes a breathing pattern designed to activate the parasympathetic nervous system. This is the part of your nervous system responsible for relaxation and recovery. When it activates, heart rate slows and stress signals decrease. Then circadian rhythm cues reinforce your brain's internal clock, so it learns when sleep should begin. Over time, this process retrains the brain to associate bedtime with rest instead of struggle. And once that association changes, sleep often begins happening naturally again. People who once spent hours tossing and turning begin falling asleep much faster. Middle of the night wake-ups become less frequent, and mornings feel more refreshing. The key difference is that this approach targets the cause, rather than the symptoms. Instead of forcing sleep, it removes the signals preventing sleep from happening. If you've been struggling with insomnia and nothing seems to work, it doesn't mean you're beyond help. It usually means the real issue hasn't been addressed yet. Your brain isn't broken, it's simply stuck in a loop. and loops can be retrained. If you want to learn the full 5-step sleep hacking method designed to shut down the nighttime alert system and help restore natural sleep cycles, you'll find it in the description below. It explains the entire approach step by step, because once the alert system finally powers down, sleep stops being a nightly battle and becomes something your brain does naturally again.